Watch out, fake Chads, because the real Chad is here. There comes a point in time in a boy's life where he becomes a man. And sometimes, whenever a boy becomes a man, he starts to get interested in women. And whenever boys start to talk to women, they have to initiate in something called flirting. Because you want to get the girl's attention, you know? You want to pursue a relationship or something. You're interested in this woman, of course. But I got a story that puts the best of pimps to shame. There was a point in time where good little Bob here was just incredible at talking to women. I'm talking about panty dropping. I'm talking about them panties were wetter than Niagara Falls. Now, let's rewind a little bit. Back when I was younger, me and my friend were hanging out, and we went over to our mutual friend's house. That's what we typically did. Go hang out with friends, you know, you go to another friend's house, you all hang out and have a good time. Also, at this time, I used to be a cigarette smoker. I have quit, and I am proud of it. But at the time I was. You may be wondering, why is that important? Just keep listening, trust me. It plays into the story. So anyway, we're hanging out over at my buddy's house, right? And we're inside, and then we're like, hey, let's step out for a smoke. All right. Cool. We walk outside, we go have a smoke, and then there's this guy who is also our mutual friend, and he has a girl with him. They're hanging out on the back of the truck. We're all smoking cigarettes, and I was the only one that smoked menthols at the time. No one else in this group was smoking menthols. So the people smoking at the moment was me, my friend next to me, and then this guy on the truck. The girl was not smoking at this moment. She then asked, what kind of cigarettes does everybody have? You know, my friend says, I have reds. The other guy says, I have lights. And then she asked me, I said, oh, I have menthols. She asked me, can I have a cigarette from you? And you know, me being just the gentleman I am, being the smooth silver tongue, just straight up charisma at level 10, maxed out charisma, I politely handed her a cigarette. I said, of course. You can have a cigarette. Now let's cut the jokes and be for real. At this time, I had been single for quite a while. I basically regained my virginity at this point. Like, I was so bad at talking to women that I was almost like a high schooler trying to ask his crush out to the prom. Like, sitting there just like, oh, hey, I was just wondering if you... never mind. Just run off on him. Like, that's who I was at this point in time. It's terrible. So anyway, my brain kicks in after I give her the cigarette, and I'm like, hey, this girl's kind of cute. So while we're all standing there awkwardly just... no one's really saying anything. And now keep in mind, to me, this went by for like 10 minutes. But in all reality, it was like 5 seconds. And then I thought to myself, I was like, come on. Come on, you gotta say something. You gotta say something smart to her. So she said, thank you for the cigarette. And I was like, yeah, of course. And then I sit there and I have this great idea. I look at her and I said, you can have another one if you like. And I realized as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I was like, that is probably the dumbest shit I have ever said in my entire life. It was so dumb that my buddy next to me even looked over at me, didn't even try to be slick with it or anything, just straight up call me out in front of everybody. Just looks at me and goes, smooth. And you want to talk about an awkward situation standing right there. Like, that situation right there is more awkward than your parents walking in on you having sex. But I just want to tell everyone that, you know, it's okay to go shoot your shot. Maybe offer that girl another cigarette. You never know what will become of it. By the way, I actually don't even know this girl's name, and I've never had a conversation with her ever again. But I guarantee you, she knows who I am, and that is a moment she will never forget. Well, that about wraps up this story, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate it, man. Y'all take it easy.